Well, gentlemen, welcome to the Markley quiz. we have an interesting one. I was working a situation the other day, and I got to looking at IPv4 and IPv6. I guess allocations, usage, and I thought, this would make a good quiz question. So we're gonna test you on some little history, a little bit of awareness of what's going on with IPv6. So here we go. So from the history. So we're going to start with history. So on what date, so taking date, was the last IPv4 top-level block? So that's the /8 network. When was it allocated? So your choices are November 25th of 2019, September 30th of 2015, January 31st of 2011, or May 5th of 2000. So this is the years, in 2019, 2015, 2011, or 2000.
Oh, man. I'm going to guess 2015.
Okay. How about Andy?
I feel like a few years ago, by few, I guess it sounds like a while back, I read something about this. I don't know why. I feel like it's 2011. I think that was one of the years you mentioned, right? So 2011. For some reason, that's when I feel like I read about it.
Wow, stands 1 for 1. Sorry, Andy.
Okay. I was close.
So in January 31st, they gave out that last top-level domain, or that top-level block, if you want to say top-level block. A couple days later, they actually gave some of the reserve space away that they were reserved, but that was the actual official last one. The other date on there was there's another real date, which was the 2019 date, and that was the last of the /22s. So the last 22s have been gone for a couple of years now, but the /8s have been gone, so we're talking over 10 years since the last one was given out. So it's history for you. So now we're going to talk. Last questions are about adoption. So I did a little study, and a couple places tell you how much IPv6 is adopted out there, but of course we always rely on Google, so I'm going to stick with Google. There's a couple other good ones. So I looked at this last week, and the question here is, and again, per Google, what percentage of the world, this is the whole world, is actively using IPv6 to connect to Google? Okay, so there's percentages, and I won't give you the exact numbers. But I'll give you the higher level. It's either 30%, 58%, 5%, or 18%. Dan, what do you think?
I'm thinking in the 5-18 range. I'm going to go with 18.
Okay. Andy?
Yeah, I was actually going to guess 18 as well. Low, but not too low.
Both of you are too low. It's actually 30. It's specifically 30.69% when I pulled this up. So there's a pretty good adoption. But almost a third of the world has IPv6 of some sort connecting to Google. Who knew? I didn't know. I thought I would have said 5, to be honest. That's what I was probably shooting for. And so when I pulled this, it was kind of surprising to me. So the other surprising number is going to come out. So again, I stuck with Google just because it was easy. There's some other good ones, Akamai, a couple other ones that do the same kind of studies. But what country, so now we're down to country, has the most IPv6, deployed adoption rate? So the choices here are Canada, India, the United States, or Japan. Who wants to go first? Somebody just jump out.
For some reason, I thought it would be somewhere in Europe because they do have a lot of hosting centers there, but that wasn't one of the options.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and I did that purpose because I didn't want to confuse you, Stan. So this the European country is the European country is number 2, and he's not on the list.
So I don't know. I want to pick India, but for some reason, I'm leaning towards Japan.
Yeah, I was going to pick Japan. Yeah, that's my vote too.
And I would have thought Japan as well. I think Germany is probably the country you were thinking of, Stan. Germany and Belgium, they're pretty big IPv6. But the actual answer is India. And India has a 56% adoption rate. Like I said, number 2 is over there in Europe. A couple, maybe probably even 3. But on the list I have, number 2 is actually the United States. We have a 44.87% adoption. Japan was 3rd on my list with 38, and then Canada was last with 31. So it's, again, the industrial countries seem to be adopting it, but it's certainly not at a high rate. I guess it all depends on how many devices we have and running out of, and I guess India has the most devices that they need to switch over to IPv6.
Now, India is a huge country with a huge population, and I think that's probably one of the reasons. I think they also, I think they're increasing manufacturing in certain segments, including, I think, routers and things of that nature. So it really does make sense. So,
yeah, I see is in mobile, all of those have IP addresses, right? But there's a ton of that happens. So I think that's you're right, Stan. Is the more you have of those products, probably the higher percentage you're going to have to go to IPv6 because you don't have another choice. So I'm glad I stumped you this time. Sometimes these quizzes I don't stump you all, and I'm glad that this time I did.
Oh yeah, well, thank you. I actually learned a few new things, so thank you, John.
Yeah.
I'm always nervous that I'm going to get them all wrong, and I think I got past my fear by getting them pretty much all wrong.